for our Gamescom finalists, Fnatic, to take to the stage. They'll take on another French side in BST or Epsilon, and I'm joined by Henry G for this one. Another cracker in store.
Oh, absolutely. We saw Fnatic yesterday play against Titan. They were very, very drilled indeed. A very methodical approach from them. It was great to see them on Inferno play so strongly. And I think today against another French team, Epsilon, it's going to be more the same, to be honest. I think for me, Fnatic have got this one. I think they've proven themselves to be such a strong unit right now, especially back-to-back great LAN performances. And here we go then. Without much to dwell on, we're going to be going straight into the knife round. It's going to be much time to fill there.
So, in other news before we jump straight into this game, we have big news coming for you at the end of this match. So stick with us for a big announcement. And one Pontus Poromar, if you're listening, you should be very happy for that announcement. And also, when we hit 70,000 followers on the channel, we will be giving away 2 random skin boxes of 25 skins. So stick with us the moment we hit 70,000 followers. So do that, and we'll be rewarding you. So big news to come at the end of this one. But Fnatic taking on Epsilon or BST. Forgive us if we mix those 2 names up. The Fnatic side, the roster changes worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their performance at Gfinity was good. Their performance at Gamescom was great.
Absolutely. Like, we've seen them be so strong here. Like the fact that it's getting these top 3 finishes almost every event now. It just proves ever now a comfortable team now, and the unit has bonded, and the chemistry is there for them to go forward. I think bringing Olof is an absolutely great addition to the team. He seems to be playing fantastically recently, and I think it's just more of this to come. I think they're definitely looking to get that secure their position as top 3 team in the world. And
Gamescom, they were good on Inferno. And it was this B defense that was particularly impressive. Olofmeister, who just right on cue. Just as you say they got a good B defense, he shows exactly what he can do. 2 big frags for him, and that will force the Epsilon side to retreat. They are only a man down, though, having got himself a frag to JW, and be flusha in the pit to next see action as KRiMZ pushes down Banana, confirms there's no one there. FXYO will get himself the frag onto pronax, but flusha avenges with one onto Scream, and FXYO comes in with his second, and that might just enable the bomb to go down. SF is going to get himself a piece of action too, and KRiMZ now 1 on 2. He's unable to prevent the bomb being planted, jumps in looking for the carrier, but he's getting shot in the back as well, and FXYO will down him, and they turn that one around. Olofmeister's double frag in the end. Yep. All for naught.
Yep, absolutely. Olofmeister did some great work there, and if you're taking down 2 scalps at the beginning of the round, you kind of expect yourself to take that one, but the fact is that T side, they can still bunch up and go towards another bomb side. If they get the bomb down, it's very difficult to retake there, and that's exactly what happened. We can see the T's actually opting now for a full rifle setup, no silly guns being brought into play, and that's going to be very good news for them, because Fnatic have actually opted for the head armor and some CZs and PT50s there, so they have taken the right guns to the battle here. And it'll be interesting to see where they go. See Fnatic just spreading themselves out quite thinly across the map. We've got actually 3 players towards the B bomb side there, so they'll be kind of hoping that the T's decide to make their way over there. But it'll be interesting to see how Epsilon approaches. Will they be sending a scout in to find out where the stacks are, or will they kind of just run the time down and run in like we saw from Hellraiser's last game?
On board with JW, who sits waiting for FXYO and Scream to come his way. KRiMZ and pronax top of Banana will wait for that flash to go and then pop themselves straight out looking for someone there. They charge down the Banana walkway. There is one man. It's Uzzziii who gets them. Uzzzii's Galil will transfer over to pronax, but he's losing teammates fast, and as he comes from the rear, he does get himself the second frag. And as Olofmeister gets the third, sorry, and the Fnatic side suddenly have themselves a man advantage. But still only the 1 weapon to assist as flusha gets dropped by GMX, who helps himself to the second frag onto Olofmeister, and now all attention comes the way of pronax, who pokes out, gets the hat-trick, but cannot follow up. But a great round for pronax. But regardless, BST slash Epsilon convert.
Yeah, perfectly timed push there from Fnatic. Imagine when they got that opening frag down on the banana walkway, it just seemed like it kind of pulled the terrorists apart completely. They looked like they got a little bit scared there, and players started making some pretty questionable moves. But GMX managing to recover the round there, 2 big frags onto the bomb site, and kind of managed to salvage it and made sure it didn't go too wrong there. We can see Fnatic yet again going for armor and pistols again. An interesting move from them. I think they really fancied their chance of this one after getting so many kills in the last round. I think they realised that they might have a look in there.
On board with olofm in the CT spawn, who sits ready to line up something going over towards that Epsilon assault, which thus far has been not forthcoming. Uzzziii will sit at the bottom of the banana walkway, hasn't committed to anything, and you can see that the Fnatic side, they like to do this. They like to push someone down to banana and control that area. That's been the job of one of KRiMZ or olofm since they joined the side. Control banana, and you can control the map. And that's allowed them to push the 4 people over towards A, because that man's down there. We'll see whether that comes to anything here, as they are still, of course, weaponly disadvantaged. And the CT side have just about been able to repel the interests of the Epsilon assault thus far, and that man, KRiMZ, may well see action down on banana, and teams are aware of that though, and it's GMX who wasn't perhaps aware enough. As KRiMZ now will look at the next. He gets it. That CZ coming big once more, and now KRiMZ out of ammo goes down. FXIO pushes in and gets the frag, but as SF pushes up looking to catch those who are chasing behind, he does exactly that onto JW. Now Scream looking to push in towards the site. pronax avenges. flusha gets himself a kill, and this is all going a bit Pete Tong for the Epsilon side. They've got just 4 points of health, and the Fnatic side will claim the victory as the time runs out and get away with 3 guns as well.
Yeah. What did I say earlier about the buddy system? As soon as one of the Epsilon players went down there on banana, it all just started going wrong. You need to make sure you're kind of grouped up, and any of your teammates go down, you need to be there getting that frag back straight away. Literally, no time should be separating you and that kill. So that's going to be quite disappointing for BST there, but Fnatic pick up their first round, and very good investment from them. They went for pistols armor 2 rounds in a row, and it could have been quite devastating for them had they have not won that round, but they have got themselves back into this, and this is why they're one of the best CT teams on Inferno currently in the game right now. They just seem to have a lot of tricks up their sleeve, and we can see them now actually. An interesting buy, got the Mag 7 in play. Epsilon do have an AK as well, so this round isn't necessarily all tied up yet.
Would love to see someone make a graphic of you teaching kids about the buddy system as you ride across the road or something, you know.
CS 101.
Yeah. Henry G and a bunch of school kids. What did I tell you about the buddy system, kids?
One day.
Anyway. No action just yet as the Epsilon side edged their way up mid. Uzzzii's going to join the party, and the Epsilon side will walk their way into JW territory, and he pushes across. It connects with the Mag 7. Also, importantly, sees where that Epsilon side are moving toward, and that's created much of the opportunity. Frags. That will surely be, well, with FXIO getting the frags, I was about to say that should surely be all she wrote, but that Scream 1-on-2 spies the bomb. There will be guns trained on it as he pushes in that Mag 7. No match for olofm, though did chew off a big dollop of health. But it'll be 2-2, and Fnatic reverse their pistol round defeat.
Yeah, here we go, 2-2. And I think this is where Fnatic will come into their own a little bit. I think we'll probably see quite an aggressive round from them. You can see flusha has a very good spawn here. He's got a knife out in hand. I think he'll be looking to do something a little bit interesting here. This is the round you want to do when you know the other team have gone for a kind of a questionable buy here. We can see, yeah, here we go. This is the pincer move we've seen him do so many times before, pushing down the aggressive on banana and kind of trying to get some intel. We can see what they're doing here. They've actually kind of stifled a little bit at the top of the screen, picks up the first frag of the round.
And it'll be JW that goes down. Uzzzii's going to push in. Any vengeance to be had. Uzzzii's down, lost a lot of health, 2 points of health himself left, and a lot of health lost across a number of Epsilon players. But Fnatic are going to have to try and recover this A site now, because flusha is a man on a mission. 2 big frags for him. GMX eventually stops the rot, and we're left in a 3 versus 3. Reinforcements coming as the Fnatic cavalry make their way over towards that A site. FXIO puts the bomb down. pronax is charge in. FXio sits back, and this is a tough one to reclaim for the Fnatic side. Let's see what pronax can do. Oh, yeah, bet he can. Gets himself that first frag. GMX has to show himself as he goes into that, and only 14 points of health on FF, as olofm and KRiMZ will go for them. First frag for KRiMZ. Can they finish off the pesky GMX? They can, and olofm will race in here just enough time to defuse.
Yes.
And that will be 3-2.
Yeah, well, BSC managed to get the bomb down there, so they will have some money available. Yeah, it's going to be after such a forced buy. I think they're going to have to go for a flusha here. Maybe a few P250 could be brought out, but I think the objective of this round... Oh, God, hang on. Hold the phone. They've forced the buy here. Questionable buy, in my opinion. No real utility to play with.
Which forced buy isn't a questionable buy?
Well, I mean, like, in my opinion, I would have not done this so early on in the game. I don't think it's necessary. But here we go. You can see them taking very heavy damage over the grenades there. Big
grenade. Chops off 2 down to 49 and 1 to 23. And they're going to retreat back. I think you should be some form of, you know, you and Thorin should be some form of like bastion of old, defending old CS values. That's a question.
Back in our day.
Back in, yeah. You know, in the Muppets, you have the two guys back, the two old guys in the background screaming, "Hey, that wasn't half bad." Nope, it was all bad.
We could just both say bad things about people all day. It seems we both do that very well.
Statler and Waldorf, for any wondering what the names of those. KRiMZ gets himself the kill as GMX does avenge, but it'll be a 4 versus 4 as GMX presses in to get that bomb down. FXio is going to cover him as the smoke is blocked off the man coming around back from Ruins, and FXio charges through the smoke and gets the kill. olofm down. JW now going to have to dig deep from his bag of tricks as he knows that screen's there and will get himself the kill onto it. Has reinforcements coming from his left as well in the shape of flusha, pronax, and there's pronax to get himself the kill. And now the last 2 men are going to be hunted down like wolves. And they are out.
Little interesting move there. Yeah, do easy to double stack at the back right of the bomb site. Like sometimes that will work perfectly, especially in those kind of situations. The bomb's down, they've killed your teammate, and if you just don't show it yourself quite enough, teams won't even think to check it. They'll just think, "Oh, I've killed one there now." So quite smart play then from the Fnatic, actually being aware and showing this isn't their first rodeo and making sure they actually clear the bomb sites out properly. And nice retake from them. And it's gonna be the 4th round on the board for Fnatic. We can see the AWP actually has come out now for JW. Interesting to see how he utilises this.
KRiMZ to lead the assault with olofm. And this time they've chosen to sit back. How do you counter that? Is it just a simple, have a variety of nades to deal with that B defense? Because it's no secret, they've been doing it for a month
Absolutely.
now.
It used to happen a lot when I played as well. It's just you either go very fast to start the round, and you nade them just as hard back and take the risk of going head to head with them in a gunfight, or you kind of just wait for their smokes to kind of like fade away. It's difficult for the CTs to choose what they want to do. When they go for that aggressive start, you've got nothing left to defend the bomb site with. So you need to make sure if you're committing to that, you're going to be stepping up and staying there for the majority of the round. We can see they've had to fall back to the B bomb site now, and they've got probably nothing left to really work with now. This is the problem with that strategy. If you get pushed back to the bomb site, this is why Epsilon have opted to go towards it now. They know they've kind of not wasted their smoke, but that's why they've gone for that push. They needed to get some flags back, and there it is.
flusha that's going to have to dig Fnatic out of their man disappointed. Seems like flusha gets the first, and as he reloads, he opens the window for them to charge in. Uzzziii with the headshot onto JW and the bomb planted by Scream. flusha does get 1 and 2, and that'll be 3 for him in the round. He's got only 1 point of health left, and that is taken away from him by Uzzziii. 1-on-1, 17 points of health for Uzzziii, and 3 frags. It would be 4 if he finishes off the job. And pronax doesn't look around the corner, and Uzzziii gets himself the headshot and the round for BST.
Yeah, he seemed really adamant that he was in those new box area. I don't know why he didn't even consider him being on the barrels, but there we go. That's going to be the 3rd round there for BST, and great work from Uzzziii at the end there. Managed to get a nice running, spraying headshot through the smoke, and a nice little clutch ultimately. So it's good stuff from him. We can see an interesting buy coming in from Fnatic. They've got an AWP and 2 rifles and 2 pistols here. So they've kind of gone all in on this round. After this one, it will definitely be an eco for them. So they need to make sure the AWP is firing all cylinders and manages to land a couple of shots.
And here is that AWP in JW. Let's see what he can see as he spies one. And just give us come CS 101. That shot, it's not a loss to have not hit it. What has he seen? What has he learned? What has he communicated?
Well, I guess he's worked out that they're not doing a fast round here. It's more of a traditional kind of 2-1-2, as you can see on the map. He would have spotted the bomb was at the bottom, the middle there, so you can kind of tell his teammates that, okay, anything that's happening at Banana right now isn't going to be a full execution, so you don't have to waste your smoke grenades right now. And that's the most important thing for Fnatic, is not wasting their smoke. You see, they've got them in hand now. First one going down now, that's going to be there for 20 seconds, and they'll be able to buy them enough time now to kind of invest nicely into this round. They can force the T's to go where they want.
Big hit from pronax. Pops in, says, hello, Scream. And Epsilon, or BST, lose their man. flusha pokes his head around looking for There's JW with them getting one, getting two. pronax helps him out with the third. This could be a clean sweep for Fnatic. What a great round.
Yeah, lovely, lovely stuff from them. That just showing that just having that AWP on those 4 spies can be so pivotal. JW especially, one of the world's best AWPers right now, and he always just manages to find angles, even if he's got about a meter of space to work with. Fantastic play from him.
Going to be an eco round for BST. So let's review that in a little more detail for the Fnatic side. After that opening play from GW, when he got that information,
sure,
he sat in such a great position to then just finish off the 2, had reinforcements coming. Yep. Talk us through the A defense.
Well, this is why Fnatic is so good on each side. I know they really do complement each other perfectly. JW will play that quad area so aggressively and get information like he was doing there. But as soon as he gets himself into a difficult situation, his teammates are straight and swarming him and kind of backing him up. And the T's are so focused on trying to take JW down that it's just kind of easy picking for the rest of the CTs there. I mean, you see him just yet again. He seems to just do such incredible work here. Like you said, there's no secret as to what Fnatic do on the CT half. Like, JW plays that position pretty much every round, but he's just does it so well. This lands there, just the shots he needs to be doing. I'll probably get another one here. He actually manages to miss one there. It's going to be a 2-on-4 situation now, and he makes another great shot there, and it's going to leave Scream as the last man standing in this very difficult situation.
Yeah, only 1-on-4. No nades, or armor, or friends.
The last one is the most important, I think. I think he'll just be looking for a nice little frag, a little consolation prize for him. I don't think it's going to happen. Olof might no, it is. He gets taken down.
6-3 to the Swedes. And one of the things that Fnatic have kept in their locker has always been this coach role. Khan's done it. Now it's Devilwalk doing it. We talk about it on LAN all the time,
yeah.
The role they play behind him. What do they do online?
I guess I wouldn't like to speculate exactly what happens, but I assume he does the exact same role. He would be kind of there, kind of watching the team over. CSGO has got the ability to have coaches on the server with them. I don't think many teams utilise it online as much. I think it's more of a coaching step at the theory of the game. He'll be helping them develop their strategies and letting them know, they'll mumble with them, kind of working out how they need to approach this round. But this weekend looks like it's getting a bit tasty.
GMX Scream looking to go for something here as they push in. It's 2-on-2. Olofm and KRiMZ to stop the bomb going down. Oh man, no sooner do we get excited, do we have that taken away from us. But that CZ still showing it's got a little bit of power to it still, despite the change.
Yeah, it's got power. It's just more of a questionable investment now. You have to really want to use it. It's like you won't see all 5 CTs using it now. It'd be the players that know they're using Silence them forward and know they can afford a little bit more of an investment. But we can see 2 AWPs now for FXYO and for JW now. Will they be going head-to-head? It looks like Scream will be trying to counter this aggressive CT play.
Scream comes in, gets himself the kill onto KRiMZ, has reinforcements. In fact, the bomb is with him. The smoke comes in and pushes them back. The nade returns the favour. So, though they've lost more than 100 health Epsilon, they haven't lost any lives. Well, I was saying. So, JW corrects me. And we'll be pushed to go down, looking for the next. Gets the headshot onto GMX, and this Fnatic defense comes alive once more. They don't need to do anything now. They've got a man advantage. Absolutely. They know that they've tagged up other players quite heavily. But they won't rest on their laurels. They'll go looking for more. And they weren't able to chase out that flash either. Uzzziii still standing, gets himself another. These are 2 frags that he should never have been allowed to get. But will be charging along with confidence as flusha will take him down. But a little sloppy from the Fnatic B side, or a little overconfident maybe.
I think you hit the nail on the head there when you said all they needed to do was just fall back and force the T's to go into a plan. They seem a bit overzealous there and kind of pushing down, trying to close the round out quickly, but it's going to leave it in a 2-on-1 situation in the end for JW. That could have gone either way though. Like Fnatic were looking a bit careless there, as it were, but it's going to look like another eco perhaps for BST, sorry, I should say. They will be opting for armor on Uzzziii with the CZ in hand. Interesting to buy armor when you're not going to get head armor. It's kind of a pointless investment, in my opinion, $650 down the Swanee, but let's see what he can do with it.
What do you reckon of the buys we've seen from the last 3 rounds from BST? Not been able to conjure up enough against this Fnatic side.
I think that what we're seeing from them, you can see they're a very new team. They're not really utilising Molotovs correctly. They're not blocking out. It's been quite easy for Fnatic so far, to be honest, apart from the round. But yeah, I think BST need to utilise the grenades more, actually start smoking off key choke points, using the Molotovs to make the CT's face, force them into positions where they don't feel too comfortable. Because right now it looks like I think Fnatic are setting the tone for each round. I think we'll probably see a little bit of a mix-up here. We can see JW kind of looking towards another part of the map. I don't think he'll go straight for the middle. Maybe he'll be going straight towards apps, I think. Yeah, I can see him kind of making his way to a different position here. But we have got FXGO on an AWP this round. I think he fancies his chances against JW. Whether that will come to fruition, we'll find out.
JW about to see action here as SF is waiting patiently for him. Neither will take the bait. No action going on the other side of the map yet. A few shots being rattled off on the banana walkway, and then it's like, say that Scream gets himself the frag onto pronax. And JW still standing strong down there, and we'll see action here as SF is going to have to come that way. Gotta have a feeling he has an inkling he's there.
Standoff.
And there it is, JW gets himself the kill, and SF goes down. And you could almost hear that cheesy Star Trek The Original fight music going on in the background as that standoff happened, and JW helps himself to another. Will there be 3 for him? That he is now hunted down by 2 as they try to play this one out, and they do it exactly the right way. All firing, all guns blazing as they go in, and 3 on 3 going in towards that A site now as Uzzziii picks himself up the frag onto flusha. KRiMZ gets the return as Epsilon now have a 2 on 2 and a bomb to defend. As it'll be Fnatic coming in from either side. A man on the bomb and a man in the pit. Let's see who can execute this better. The Molotov will fall short of doing anything towards Uzzziii there, and Scream will be the one who sees clearing through the smoke that first man. And he fires over towards KRiMZ, and with the help of Uzzziii gets himself the frag. olofmeister returns the favor. Who will strike first? You bet it was Scream. And BST get themselves only their 4th round on the board, but played that after plant by the book.
Yeah, screaming up on these French masters that can kind of just get himself out of any situation there, and he manages to pick up 3 very important frags. And it's going to be a big round for BST there. They want to be at least having 5 rounds, I think, going into the next half. They want to take this momentum away and take the wind out of Fnatic's sails. And we can see Fnatic actually, it looks like they were going to opt for 3 towards B there, but it looks like they'll kind of just be doing their kind of traditional push 2 down the line and get the information. As I say, that FXGO and Uzzziii get 2 frags, and that's going to shut down Fnatic straight away.
Confidence beginning to return to the BST side as they push in. flusha will retreat back, and when you're playing against Fnatic on CT, where they are so strong,
yes.
What's the scoreline you'd be happy with?
I think, to be honest, 4 rounds isn't the worst thing in the world. You know how good they are on CT, but after watching them on T yesterday as well, they're very difficult to play against. Like they play a standard round, they work out what the CTs are doing, and then they kind of execute so perfectly, so nicely the team. It's very difficult to contain them. Their set pieces on the B bomb side, especially, are very difficult to defend against. So I think Epsilon, BST have got their work cut out for them. So I think 5 would be good for BST right now. If they can get 1 more, that would be fine. I think 5 is a solid number. Right now, 4, though, is doable. They can still come back from this.
I think they're going to get 5. At 5 versus 3, they just won 2 very clean one-on-ones, very important one-on-ones, and that leaves KRiMZ 1 versus 5. Waiting for Scream. Will get himself a frag. And you can see that Epsilon know if they enter banana late in a round that there'll be someone waiting for them at the bottom of them.
Absolutely. Well, but here we go. We go into the last round of the half now. We can see the kind of desperate buy coming in from Fnatic. So this could be potentially 6 rounds for BST if they play their cards right here. We can see 3 pistols and only 1 rifle actually available to Fnatic. So they're going to have to do something pretty special. They're actually going to want to get this round. And it's a very important one as well. Like the difference between 5 rounds and 6 is it's a pretty large gap, to be honest, in the grand scheme of things.
On board with KRiMZ at the top of banana. It's a 3-man B. One player who was over there only if there was a rush is now going to retreat over towards the A site and line it up. FXio comes around the corner, and KRiMZ has taken damage for that Fnatic side. FXio in chasing out that a few times, but has retreated. And remember, at the end of this game, guys, we've got some big announcements coming your way, so stick with us. That shameless plug is done. JW sits with pronax in mid, waiting to see where this Epsilon side have come in. They've played it by the book thus far, Epsilon, but only have 35 points health, or BST have only 35 seconds left on the clock. As it's now FXio to push up, and it'll be flusha whose actual goal is to shield flusha. And he pops out, fires it towards the smoke, gets himself the first onto GMX, and that's one man down. SF will come in looking for the next. pronax goes down. flusha with that R-tough damage is down, so low health. Got himself one onto SF, and FXio went down to JW, but bomb is being planted, and it'll be a 2-on-3 after plant in favor of the CT side, with a Mag 7 and an AWP to play with. Odd combo if you've ever seen one. Long range and short range coming together, and coming together just fine, as Fnatic get themselves their 10th round of the half, and that will be a well, interesting scenario. Analyze the end of that round for us.
Yeah, I think Epsilon are going to be a little bit disappointed when they rewatch this game later. I think they didn't. I don't think they kind of calculated how much money Fnatic would have had that round. I think they kind of assumed that the money would be a lot healthier than it was, and they just they let the time run down so low that they had to kind of forced to execute onto that A bomb site. And once the frags started getting exchanged and the guns were dropped, it kind of just went from bad to worse for them. And that Mag 7 coming at the end, clutching the round for them, like we said, the difference between 5 rounds and 6 rounds, especially when you're playing against a team like Fnatic on Inferno, it's so important. And this pistol is going to be very, very big indeed for BSC. I think they're going to have to want this one quite badly, because we know very well. I believe we have a little delay here before the next half starts, but I'll just continue with what I was saying. We saw yesterday how strong Fnatic were. They played Titan yesterday. It was a 16-12 victory for them, but just their T half especially was just so beautiful to watch. It was really good CS, and it looked like it was a very solid unit. There was no mistakes being made. As soon as the frag was lost, even though they lost the opening frag of the game, the round, they were there getting it back and then getting back into the round quite comfortably. So I think Epsilon would have watched that demo. They knew this was the map that was going to be played, so they'll be trying to kind of counter some of the set pieces that Fnatic so famously use. But who knows? I think Fnatic might have something up their sleeve, something we might not have seen before. Some big plays and big smoke plants perhaps. But here we go. We're ready to go live, and there'll be Fnatic 10 rounds, BSC on 5 as we enter the second half.
Big round this for BST. They could quickly narrow the deficit with a pistol round conversion, or they could find themselves with a real mountain to climb to come back against a team who are full of confidence. No massive rush here from the Fnatic side, looking to see whether they could feel any of the Epsilon players out. Didn't happen for them, and as JW and flusha push all the way up the banana walkway, just desperate for any form of intel they can get. They get none, and they have taken a little bit of damage on pronax as FXio tags up olofm. olofm will in the end go down to the headshot of FXio, and that will be the cause for the push in towards that B site. The bait didn't do anything over on A. Let's see what those 4 men can do. It's Scream waiting for them. First shot down KRiMZ. Second shot gets himself the next on the pronax. And now in the end, JW is going to get some revenge, but it's scant consolation as he's been down. flusha now 1-on-3. Have to change weapons as he makes his way through with just 15 seconds left to go as well. And Epsilon will close that one out. BST have 6 on the board to Fnatic's 10.
Yeah, we see Fnatic run this kind of setup where olofm will be kind of the bait, as it were, trying to kind of keep the CTs on one side of the map. And he tried to do that again, and it just wasn't enough. It wasn't convincing enough for him to kind of sell it too well. And it seemed like the CTs were all too aware. They started grenading Fnatic as they made their way onto B, and this wasn't enough, unfortunately. I think Fnatic could have just done something a bit faster. I think they overcooked it a little bit there. So we can see them having the option for the pistols and armor here, so they do fancy their chances in this one.
Fine couple on the walkway. flusha to lead the assault. Nades past one another and into the smoke go the Fnatic players, and out of the smoke goes flusha as he runs around the back and try and make his way over towards the ruins and come around right around from the back. But there was SF waiting for him as flusha goes down. KRiMZ has got one, and if they get raising that bomb, it's going to be pronax too. Oh, just not get it. And Fnatic will not get anything out of that round in the end, and BST have their 7th round.
Yeah, so it's going to be, that bomb could have been very beneficial to Fnatic. They could have afforded a little another cheeky buy here, but I think they will be forced to a complete full eco here. I don't think we can see any grenades being purchased. So they will be more of the same this round, kind of just looking to get the bomb down anywhere they can, maybe some sort of distraction play to see flusha kind of going somewhere towards the side by himself. But the aim of this round was literally just to try and get the bomb down, a couple of kills would help as well.
Going to be damage to get himself 2 happy frags there. And a question I wanted to ask you earlier as we through this eco round: how surprising did you find it that the French scene roster changes were so widespread? Because whilst Titan had a bad tournament,
yeah,
the other teams didn't.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, like it's so difficult to tell. Like, we can only comment on what we see at tournaments and who we think is a good players and stuff like that. I just think that the French scene is so incestuous that everyone's played together in all these different lineups, and obviously people probably have favourites and who they want to play with, and I'm sure there's more politics to do with it than that. But it's very interesting to see how it has turned out. I think for me, this lineup is potentially the one that's excited me the least amount, just because it's. I don't know, after I saw them play yesterday, it didn't do with great excitement, but they've got some great players in their roster, and hopefully they can keep up with the other 2 French lineups available.
Dream dropped, and he and flusha will exchange lols, if you will. And you see that BST side will split. 2 on B, 2 on A. No one really scouting out the Fnatic players, but the SF now to peek on the banana walkway and get himself that frag onto JW. As he goes through, pronax will charge in towards A, but Uzzziii was waiting for him with his FAMAS, and he downs pronax. KRiMZ returns to favor though as GMX comes in, and now Epsilon are 3 on 1. olofm, the only man left standing, and he does have the bomb if he wanted to make something happen. He's got 40 seconds to play with. He definitely had enough time to put that bomb down, but he will be playing on the nerves of the BST side. This could be a decision he really lives to regret if he can get no further. If he does decide to go all the way over towards A, he is going to have, all the way over towards B, he's going to have little to no time to do it. Will ski that first man, and will get him. It's FXO that goes down. Now he's going to want to hunt out SF. SF has got just 3 points of health. The smoke will prevent him from doing it. 11 seconds to go. Here we go. On the other side of the smoke! Ow! olofm. It was there to be won.
Yeah.
And it was just a catalogue of errors.
Yeah, like I think he just couldn't decide what he wanted to do there. Kind of backwards and forwards, seeing the time run down. And a great effort from him. I think it was quite smart play. I think he had the right idea there. He wanted to get behind the CTs, but the fact he walked all the way around to second mid there, just left himself no time to play with to kind of finish off that clutch play. So disappointing for him, but good moment for Epsilon, and they managed to keep themselves in this with another round on the board to force Fnatic onto another full eco here. And as BST just kind of rack up the rounds here and going to be all square hopefully after this one, if they can play offensively there. As we say that, flusha the opening dragon.
And it's olofm who makes amends with a frag onto GMX. Man advantage Fnatic, and they've now got 2 guns on those players as well. 3 players left isolated in the pit. They will toss their bomb over towards JW, who will put it down now. And reinforcements coming from the CT side right about now as they lead that charge in. But took a long time for that rotation to come in, and they find themselves with the clock ticking quite quickly against them. Now GAW gets himself the frag onto FXYO, and Fnatic are surely now the favourites for this, as they pick themselves up one more with olofmeister, who has very much made amends for his last round performance, and Fnatic have taken what was an eco round and claimed it to be their 11th round of the game.
Yeah, very nice play from them. That opening frag was what it's all about. If you're defending balcony against an eco, you're kind of expected to get the first two at least. If you go down of 0 frags, that's going to happen. He gave the terrorists too much room to play with. Managed to pick up the first frag, got the bomb down, which was too much for the CTs to even think about retaking. And we can look at their money now. They should be able to get a nice buy here, but it's going to force them onto the ropes a little bit. If they lose this round, they probably will be forced to eco. So this is a very important round now, and it's a round. That last one was one BSC didn't want to lose. You can see them actually now in a 2-round deficit, and it could have been 10-10.
Could have been 10-10, and go back to a point that Rönnquist makes regularly when he casts, that CS is won and lost by the smallest of margins. That one decision from olofmeister in that last round could have cost Fnatic 2 rounds in a row.
Yes, absolutely. But he's completely right. Like, so many little things, there's so many variables that go into CS, especially like rounds that are won and lost. Like the smaller things contribute to games being won. And we saw that first frag there kind of was the one that decided that round, and especially on a fully very important round. As we say that though, Epsilon do and manage to bounce back. Maybe a 2-on-2 situation now. Will they be able to close this one out?
olofmeister, big frag onto GMX. You can see he's angry having lost that round, and he is taking it out on the Epsilon players. SF about to go up against him now, and olofmeister will get side of him and get that next frag. And Uzzziii now 1-on-2, and the bomb will be raced over towards the B site. Uzzii's going to have to reclaim it. He's got 2 nades to do that with. Not impossible, but the angry olofmeister and the always happy flusha are the obstacles that stand beneath him. He puts in, and waiting for him was olofmeister for his hat-trick frag. Fnatic get themselves their 12th round and are 3 away from victory and 3 away from BST.
Yeah, we see this Epsilon BST, so apologies. Lineup will be forced to do yet another eco here now, and this will be the 3rd round in a row they would have lost, and it's looking a little bit scary for them now. They are on the CT side, so there's always a chance of coming back, but we've just seen how strong Fnatic are on this map, especially on T side. They can trick teams very well. They're very good at faking and playing the mind game of the Inferno. They can sell fakes very convincingly. We see olofmeister is very intricate in that department. He always seems to manage to pick up a kill on the other side of the map, and the other rest of the team will be doing something completely different. So Epsilon need to be careful here. They don't want to fall into the trap of losing another round, because it's getting a bit dangerous for them.
Assuming Fnatic convert this eco, we set to 13-9. It'll be pretty much last chance saloon for BST.
Definitely.
What would you change? What would you do differently on their CT side? How are Fnatic breaking through?
They need to take a little leaf out of Fnatic's book, really, and just to kind of mix up the play each round and make sure they're the ones setting the tempo for each round instead of waiting for the terrorists to execute. They should be looking for the opening frag and then falling back into a more defensive stance. That's what I'd like them to see, and that's what, against a team like Fnatic, you have set pieces. That's how you ultimately stop them, just because they're questioning what they're doing and they won't be able to complete all of their objectives while 5 players available on the map. So I think they just need to just change the stance a little bit and kind of get in the faces of Fnatic a bit more.
Epsilon did get themselves a kill, but have lost FXYO in the process. And Fnatic will look to hunt down these remaining 2 players. They've limited them from olofmeister. They've not got his weapon either, and that bomb will blow. And that will be 13-9. And things looking a tad worrying for the French side. Seen one French team win already today as the, well, the artist formerly known as Titan, if you will, dispatched of Hellraisers.
We saw Epsilon actually lose to Ninjas in Pyjamas on the same map in a very similar way, actually. Although it was riddled with a lot more DDoSes, they got to this sort of point where it looked like it could have gone either way, and then it just slipped away from them just at the end. Fnatic kind of, Nip just kind of stepped it up and kind of locked them out of the game towards the end. It looks like this is exactly what Fnatic are doing now. They kind of got into 5th gear, and it seems like Epsilon are finding it very difficult to string any sort of rounds together now.
flusha will just retreat if it was going to use that charge in, but no, it'll be Scream who stops any advancing Fnatic players towards that B site with a headshot onto JW. flusha is next. And, he looks to pick off Scream where he was, but he's, of course, moved on. And it's now 5 on 4 for the Epsilon side. And one player up at B, the other 3 for that Fnatic side, ready to make their move on the A site. And flusha retreats to join that assault. And they're going to need all hands on deck as BST look to mount their comeback. They're 4 rounds down here, with Fnatic only 3 away from victory. FXEO ready to lead the charge. Fires in towards the smoke. Will maybe not know that he heavily tagged KRiMZ up to just 10 points of health as they go through. And will be the next man to follow. KRiMZ finished off. flusha avenges. FXEO goes down. And here's GMX to stop the bomb plant in style. pronax and flusha not standing a chance. And olofm is ready to get going, but he's going to have to go big. And is going no further. BST pick up that round relatively cleanly.
Yeah, great awareness there from GMX. He knew exactly what was going on, didn't unload too quickly, managed to navigate his way through those smoke grenades and stop the plant going down as well. Very important to kind of halt the economy a little bit with Fnatic. You can see a little change of pace now for Fnatic. They've actually opted to pick up the AWP now on JW. We know how strong he can be with it. No AWPs to speak of on Epsilon, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can actually find a pixel here to kind of get some picks off. And you can see the setup from the CTs is quite an aggressive one, so perhaps he will have an opportunity now to make that work.
flusha leads the assault up the banana walkway. Bomb behind him as it's a 3-2 split that at the moment favors that B site. Not sure that pronax though is committed. JW gets himself the frag onto Scream, and now it'll be JW to lead that next charge in. Gets the following frag as SF is picked off, and now it will be Epsilon staring down a real barrel. Here is KRiMZ, follows up with frag number 3. FXEO goes down, bomb planted on the other side. Uzzziii is still coming out strong. 2 big frags. olofm and KRiMZ, the ex-LGB players, dispatched by 1. As, there will be no retake here, as those 2 players will be thanking their lucky stars that they've got weapons.
Yeah, it's very important that they GMX might be in a bit of a silly situation here. He needs to make sure he gets away with those guns every round, and every dollar counts right now. So I think the Fnatic guys will just be trying to hunt them down perhaps a little bit. They know how important this round is and how big.
14-10, 2 guns to play with. What will they do? Stack one on either side?
Or they go for something aggressive, like push both of them down banana and try and get the first 2 frags. I think it would depend on their spawns, perhaps. Let's see what they do. I think Scream and Sf will be heading towards the bomb site. So both of the guns will be actually going towards A. So they've kind of opted to go all in with the pistols on B and hoping they kind of don't go there, perhaps.
We are just 3 followers away from the skin giveaways, ladies and gentlemen. But the action kicking off. JW gets himself the first frag. flusha follows up with the next. And Fnatic are 3 frags away from the game point. Just as JW will go no further. Avenged by flusha. KRiMZ follows up, and Epsilon beginning to fade with a bit of a whimper here as Fnatic are closing in. GMX 1 on 3. Retreats as the bomb will go down on A, eventually from pronax. And what went wrong this round?
I think it was just a very forced buy, and they kind of, like we saw, we had 2 guns left there. They knew they had to win the round, and it just wasn't enough. They were too thinly spread out. We lost the first couple of frags, and it's just left GMX in a pretty horrible situation here. He has got a full arsenal of equipment here, so if he could save that, perhaps they could do something with it next round, but I think we can just be delaying the inevitable right now. I think he knows death is looming. What's that floating on the screen? Is that
a sticker? It's
a nice little sticker. You don't see that every day.
It's like it looks like a head-mounted camera. I think it's like his GoPro that he's got. GMX gets himself the frag onto olofm, and it'll be 5 match points for Fnatic, and they've looked good.
Yeah, this is what we saw yesterday. They're so strong in the C half. You can never, even if they have a horrible CT, you can always rely on them to string a lot of rounds together with this great team play. There's nothing too special with what they're doing. It just seems like as soon as a man goes down, they react properly and make sure they kind of hit their shots and get back into the round effectively. But here we go then, match point for Fnatic. We've seen him here many times before, and they normally don't have any problem closing it out. It's quite a desperate buy for Epsilon as they come ever closer to losing up.
If there's one system Fnatic like, it's the buddy system.
Who doesn't love that system?
Oh. Hellraisers, apparently.
Yeah, that's true.
flusha is the man to lead the charge in towards B. They've got a real commitment in towards that site. flusha just looking for one player on the backside, but it didn't happen for him. JW has gotten a pick in that site 2 or 3 times, and flusha just pushes up to allow JW to take that position and hopefully get the entry. Hasn't happened this time as it did in the last, and now Epsilon will wonder what's in store for them. It is going to be a full B commitment from the Fnatic side, and you'll see the nades about to charge in. Fnatic are ready to make their assault, led by flusha. Lazy leads the Swedes into battle, takes 96 points of health and loses his beloved KRiMZ, who did get a frag onto SF. And flusha will go up against GMX. Reinforcements coming for Epsilon here as FXio charges around the corner. Bomb planted, 3 men left alive for Fnatic and a bomb to defend to take the game. 4 Epsilon players are not ready to surrender just yet. As Olofm gets himself the third, pronax follows up, and we are running out of Frenchmen, who eventually must wave that white flag as Fnatic will take a 16-10 victory over BST. And a convincing performance at that.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Fnatic looked very strong there. More of the same yesterday. That Inferno definitely is their map, and I think it would be very hard for any teams to take that off them. So great play from them, great methodical play. I think that last round is a perfect example of why they're so good. They have the set standards and those set pieces that work so effectively. Even with man down, they seem to always just come back and win those rounds. So yeah, fantastic stuff from them, and they're looking very strong right now.
So question for you, Henry G. Do you like pasta?
Yes, I do.
Well, I can tell you that the FACEIT Grand Finals will take place at Milan's Games Week at the end of October, the 24th to the 26th of October. So if you like pasta, come and join the fun at Milan Games Week, and that'll be where the LAN Finals are taking place. So big change, evolution from the spring season into the winter season, adding the LAN Finals element. It was announced that they'll be there. There'll be 2 teams from North America joining the Europeans in Milan. So. And that will be a huge event for the Italian scene as well. It's not been a lot of big esports events out there. I think the biggest to have gone will be just away from Milan up in Monza with the World Cyber Games, where, of course, it was Pentagram versus NIP in that great final. And we did ask you guys if you could guess the city that the final would be taking place in. And Pontus Poroma, I'm not even going to begin to try and pronounce your Twitter handle. You won, and we'll be sending you an M4 Ally skin via Twitter. We'll be reaching out to you, and we're just a couple hundred followers away from our big skin drop. So keep following on the channel, and we will be right back with the next game. But before we go, we're going to show you the top plays from yesterday and the action that you saw with Henry G and DDK. So when we come back, we've got match 3. But before then, let's enjoy some of yesterday.